Nobody wanted LeBron James. And now it's confirmed, and LeBron James and Rich Paul has been exposed, that we're reporting that teams were interested in him and GMs were asking for him, and there was discussions going on and all that other stuff. Was Shams and Rich Paul. Nobody.
A multi-million-dollar story just took a shocking turn. LeBron James has officially joined the Philadelphia 76ers on a veteran minimum contract. Is it a championship sacrifice, or was there no market left?
So LeBron James has made his decision. LeBron James made his decision, and he decided to go to the 76ers, the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, I said in the intro that I can prove to you that nobody else really wanted him to play for his team. You had Steph Curry making comments. You had Giannis Antetokounmpo making comments, everybody. But take a clear look at this whole situation. The only people that were reporting that teams were interested in him and GMs were asking for him and there was discussions going on and all that other stuff was Shams and Rich Paul. Nobody else.
For weeks, media rumors linked LeBron to Golden State, Miami, Cleveland, and Minnesota. But none of those teams ever announced a real offer. Was Shams, Charania, and Rich Paul the only source driving this massive hype train, while actual front offices stayed quiet? Critics are debating if his market value plummeted or if this was all carefully orchestrated. Let's look at the facts behind the biggest free agency move of the offseason.
The only GM that was on record on the Rich Paul podcast was the 76ers GM asking LeBron James to come to the 76ers. There is no other GM or team owner or president that you can show me that there is proof of them wanting LeBron James on their team. The 76ers were the only team that expressed interest in him for the bare minimum, the veteran minimum. And that's what he took. He took the least amount of money. And he also went by his history, basically choosing the team that was the most stacked out of.
Taking a 92% pay cut down to a veteran minimum is no joke. Moving from $52 million with the Lakers to just a fraction of that in Philly raises serious questions about his market. Sure, taking less money to win is nothing new for superstars, but when no other teams step forward with official offers, it paints a completely different picture. Did LeBron choose his destiny? Or did Philly hold the only open door left?
Sure, that in his comment on Instagram or wherever he posted, he said, yeah, I took the least amount of money I could. He made sure to point that out. But the only reason he took that money was it because the only team that was interested in him was Philly. There's no proof about any other team showing interest from their front office.
Adding Jaylen Brown to a roster featuring Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and rookie VJ Edgecombe creates an absolute powerhouse on paper. Charles Barkley pointed out how a stacked lineup changes everything. From Miami and Cleveland to Los Angeles and now Philadelphia, the pattern is undeniable. LeBron always finds his way to a loaded super team when chasing another ring. Is it smart career management or ring chasing?
He went to Miami, which is stacked, Cleveland, which is stacked. Then he went to, what did he do? You got Cleveland, Miami. He went to the Lakers with Anthony Davis, which was stacked. And now he's going to the 76ers, which are stacked as well. You got Jaylen Brown, you got Maxey, you got Embiid, now you got LeBron James. It's his whole history, his whole career. He wanted to join every single team that was as stacked as it possibly could have been.
At 41 years old, heading into his 24th season, the miles are piling up. Pairing LeBron with Joel Embiid gives the 76ers incredible talent, but health is a massive question mark. Can this roster stay healthy through an 82-game grind and a grueling playoff run? Chemistry, defensive adjustments, and sharing the ball with Maxey and Brown will determine if this massive gamble pays off for the franchise.
Your initial reaction upon hearing the news that LeBron James is going to Philly?
Shocked. Because I wanted him to go back to Cleveland. I mean, he has no affiliation with the 76ers. He has no affiliation with the Warriors. The Miami thing I could deal with. I could deal with that, honestly, if he went back to Miami, but He has no affiliation to the Sixers or the Warriors. So I was just hoping I was really hoping he'd go back to this Cleveland.
Why do you believe he chose Philly, and what do you think about the decision for Philly to be his choice from a basketball standpoint?
Well, I think the kicker was Jalen.
The basketball world was sent into an absolute shockwave when it was officially confirmed that 41-year-old superstar LeBron James has joined the Philadelphia 76ers on a veteran minimum contract for his upcoming 24th season in the NBA. This blockbuster move immediately ignited intense debates and wild controversies across global sports media, forcing fans and analysts to question whether LeBron willingly accepted a staggering 92% pay cut, dropping dramatically from the jaw-dropping $52.6 million he earned during his final season with the Los Angeles Lakers down to a modest 2-year, $8 million deal featuring a second-year player option, simply to chase another championship ring, or if the open market simply lacked any other franchise willing to make him a formal maximum or competitive offer. Throughout the entire off-season, widespread media rumors constantly linked LeBron to various powerhouse destinations across the league, including the Golden State Warriors, Miami Heat, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Minnesota Timberwolves. However, a deeper, critical look into the actual facts and verified public statements reveals a completely different reality. None of those heavily rumored franchises ever publicly announced official contract pursuits, nor did they confirm plans to extend a direct offer to the aging superstar. Instead, prominent sports analysts like Rick Bucher and Stephen A. Smith pointed out that the heavy, nonstop buzz largely stemmed from speculative reporting, opinions, and insider narratives driven primarily by Shams Charania and Rich Paul, with the Philadelphia 76ers remaining the sole front office on record publicly extending an invitation on a minimum agreement through a podcast appearance. This monumental development also reignited long-standing, fierce criticisms regarding LeBron's career choices and his historical tendency to bypass difficult, long-term rebuilds in favor of joining heavily stacked rosters. Esteemed Hall of Famers and analysts like Charles Barkley noted that much like his historical decisions to leave Cleveland in 2010 to form a super team with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami, his later return to a talented Cleveland core featuring Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, or his high-profile move to Los Angeles to team up with Anthony Davis, LeBron has once again positioned himself on a ready-made championship contender from day one. In Philadelphia, he steps into an elite powerhouse featuring superstar center Joel Embiid, explosive guard Tyrese Maxey, newly added star Jaylen Brown, and promising rookie VJ Edgecombe. While passionate supporters praise this strategy as smart, calculated career management and the ultimate pursuit of winning, fierce detractors argue it follows a predictable pattern of avoiding the grueling grind of rebuilding a struggling franchise from the ground up. From a tactical, XNOS basketball perspective, this high-profile partnership brings massive offensive upside alongside significant, undeniable risks. On paper, Philadelphia now features arguably the most dangerous and talented roster in the entire league, combining LeBron's legendary court vision, unparalleled basketball IQ, and elite playmaking abilities with the elite scoring and speed of Maxey, Brown, and Embiid. However, the path to raising a championship banner is riddled with severe hurdles, chief among them being health, age, and roster chemistry. With Joel Embiid's well-documented history of knee injuries, durability concerns, and conditioning issues, combined with LeBron preparing to play through an unprecedented 24th season at 41 years old, managing the heavy physical miles and cumulative wear and tear over a grueling 82-game regular season and an intense playoff run will be paramount. Furthermore, integrating a ball-dominant, primary playmaker like LeBron into an already fast-paced defensive system alongside dynamic guards like Tyrese Maxey and Jaylen Brown will require careful tactical adjustments, unselfish sacrifices, and instant defensive continuity from the coaching staff. The defensive end of the floor presents another massive puzzle. As players advance deeper into their late 30s and 40s, coaching staffs are forced to carefully manage minutes, pacing, and energy distribution throughout the long regular season. This means younger supporting players and secondary rotation pieces will likely be asked to shoulder a much heavier defensive burden and physical load while the stars work to stay fresh for the postseason. Moreover, this entire saga adds a fascinating, highly contentious new chapter to the eternal legacy debate comparing LeBron's career path to legendary icons like Michael Jordan, who won all 6 of his championships exclusively with the Chicago Bulls, Kobe Bryant, who spent his entire illustrious 20-year career with the Los Angeles Lakers, and Tim Duncan, who anchored the San Antonio Spurs dynasty for nearly 2 decades without ever changing franchises. Whether LeBron's high-stakes gamble in Philadelphia ultimately results in another glorious championship ring or gets completely derailed by the harsh realities of age, recurring injuries, and the crushing pressure of massive public expectations remains one of the most compelling and fiercely debated storylines in modern sports history, leaving fans worldwide eagerly waiting for tip-off.